Awesome, guys. Well, I'm just going to hop in and turn it over to Olivia and Dan. I'm really excited about this training. I think I think everybody's got a lot of questions about where the future is going in AI, and we're certainly not going to answer all those questions today, but I do think it's important for us to have a background in how we can start thinking about it for our business. So that as things continue to evolve, we will not be feeling like we're behind the curve. I'm sure many of you guys experience with social media. It's like, what's that? Oh, I see a couple of loan officers using it. It's probably a fad. It's not for me. And then all of a sudden you realize down the line, it's like, well, if I'm not on social media, I don't exist. This is kind of going to be some of the same learning curve. It might happen faster. So we want to work through that, and we'll take it from there.
Cool. Thank you. I'm excited. So can everyone, I'm going to open it up, but can everyone see my screen? It should look like a robot's head kind of doing some things. Yes. Cool. All right. Well, good morning. So Dan and I are here to have some fun today and talk about OpenAI and ChatGPT. Who on this call has heard about either or? Okay. Who's currently using it? Sweet. Awesome. Well, the purpose of today's training is for Dan and I to walk through the who, what, where, and how of ChatGPT and provide a general overview of the tool and how you guys can start using it today in your business. So let's get started. All right. So what is ChatGPT and where did it come from? ChatGPT is a tool that was created by OpenAI. AI meaning artificial intelligence. OpenAI is a nonprofit company based out of San Diego that came to life in 2015. Some of the people that spearheaded this are Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and then a few others, with Microsoft being one of their main investors. And their mission with OpenAI was to develop a safe and accessible artificial intelligence tool to empower the everyday person. Fast forward to 2018, the first model of ChatGPT was born. And that is what you're looking at here on this screen. It's a chatbot tool where you can go in, ask it a question, and then it pulls information from millions and millions and millions of books, websites, research articles, and other data to produce answers. The more that you go in and use it under your account, the more that it caters to you and your tone of voice. It's a really incredible tool, and this is only just the beginning. Right now, they're working on a 2023 model that will have access to billions of data points. Google is also working to create their version of this to compete with Microsoft and Bing. It's called Bard, B-A-R-D. It should be released this year as well. So we thought, staying with the curve, a little bit ahead of the curve, it would be cool to have some fun and show you guys how to use it and access it. So how to access it, and we can share this at the end of the training. It's fairly simple. You log on to this website, create an account, accept the disclaimers, enter the homepage, and start a new chat. Right now, everyone's starting to kind of find out about ChatGPT and all of its capabilities. So there are more and more users increasing daily, which can sometimes slow down the response time. So if you don't want to wait for responses, you can use the premium tool. Dan's currently using premium, and it's, I think, $20 a month, right, Dan?
Yep, that's right.
$20 a month. Yep. So ChatGPT has a lot of capabilities. We're going to continue to explore the different ways that you guys, specifically as mortgage loan originators, can use ChatGPT. But with this being a newer tool and something that's just being introduced to most of you, we're going to start with these 3 categories and functions for today's training. So that's going to be social media content, networking events, and then email copy and cold calling scripts. So Dan, if you want to share your screen now, and we can start with social media and ChatGPT. Kind of work through some prompts. Wes, and I think it was maybe Jamie, when you guys are using it now, what are you using it for?
You're muted.
So yesterday I used it for, I was sent some employee reviews, just some performance reviews, just so I was just, using it as just a tool to just elaborate more on employees' performance and, what they do for us and, how much they mean to us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just an example of one of the, ways I've used it.
I think that's great. Wes?
I've used it to help create a text message to real estate agents. I've used it to how to have a conversation with a 12-year-old at my house about some things. And I've used it how to have do a one-on-one with an employee.
That's awesome. All of those are awesome.
Yeah.
Can I jump in real quick, Olivia, and just ask, how many of you have never seen ChatGPT at all? Like have no clue even what we're talking about. So Olivia, like maybe we give like just a quick demonstration just to put people in the understanding, because I feel like Wes just said, I had like a conversation with my 12-year-old about some stuff, and it's like, what? Like why do you need that for that? So just an example. Can everyone see my screen right now?
First of all, anyone who has a 12-year-old did not think that when Wes just said that. So we all
fair. How do I talk to my daughter about dating? So this is like when we talk about this tool being on a different level, and this is what we're talking about. I asked one question, and we're 600 words in or whatever, giving us advice on what to do. Talking to your daughter about dating can be an important conversation that can help her make informed decisions and navigate the complexities of relationships. Like this is the type of tool we're talking about, and why it's so special and different, like how quickly it can create stuff. So we could go into the prompts, Olivia, but I just wanted to give everyone kind of like a sense of what we're even talking about, because I feel like when people first started, it's like, it's like a chatbot thing, or it's like a thing that helps you write kind of, or whatever. And the technology has gotten to the point where it's for some people, this is definitely true. It's hard to differentiate between this and a conversation with someone that actually knows like a lot and knows what they're talking about and can answer you very quickly.
And I think another crazy thing about this is it includes like empathy and emotion within its response. Like it's saying things, talk about safety measures your daughter can take when dating, such as meeting in public places. It's like Siri and Alexa and Google and Bing, all like, it's really not comparable even to those. But that's all. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, no, and just piggybacking off what you said, there's kind of no comp for it, because it's the beginning of a brand new technology, right? It's like to have actual artificial intelligence around, it needs to be able to talk to us in a way that makes us feel like we're talking to another human, right? It can't feel like Siri is great and very useful and was really cool, but it's akin to a party trick or like a remote control, and this is sort of much different than that. So sorry, Olivia, I just wanted to kind of set the table a little bit with that part.
Yeah, no, go for it. And then, you can go off the prompts that I have here, or so the first one, if you want to get started with social media and ChatGPT, when it comes to creating social media content, what are some things that you guys struggle with other than just not wanting to be on video? And I think maybe it could be things like, what should I caption the post? What should I even post? I don't have any ideas today. Like, I'm fresh out of ideas. I'm not feeling creative. You can come in here and say, I'm a loan originator. What should I post on social media today? And that's what Dan's typing in now. And we can see the options that it's going to give you. If Dan, our spelling's been off.
If I can learn to spell, the robot will help us.
Yeah, so as you can see here, it's saying, as a loan originator, here are a few ideas of what you can post on social media today. So it's going to give, usually it spits out between 1 to 10. Sometimes, there's a guest in there.
I got it.
Okay,
Go
cool.
ahead, keep going.
Yeah, so it spits out about 1 to 10 each time, sometimes 1 to 5, depending on how big of answers that they're giving you. But you can see here, just based on that prompt, it's saying, share a success story, post about a recent client whose loan application you successfully processed and how you helped them achieve your goal. Okay, decent idea, but that's not really what I want to do today. Then it's giving me educate your audience, promote your services, share industry news, other financial tips. So Dan, if you want to choose those or one of those, copy and paste. And let's say you decided to.
And real quick, I just want to point out too, like how great it is that at the end it's reminding you to add in disclosures and disclaimers, and so it's like it's doing more than just even giving you ideas. It's like cautioning you to do things correctly, which I think is so interesting. Um, and so if we wanted to educate our audience, guys, can someone please give me a topic that you've been talking to about people recently, whether it's 2-1 buy down or something like some loan product or something like that. Could someone give me an example of something that you're currently talking about with realtor partners or borrowers?
Inflation and why that's affecting mortgage rates.
Attention homebuyers. Have you been wondering why mortgage rates have been increasing lately? The answer is inflation. As the economy continues to recover and inflation rises, the Federal Reserve may raise interest rates in response. This can lead to higher mortgage rates, making it more expensive to finance your dream home. If you're thinking of buying a home, now might be a good time to lock in a rate. Contact me to discuss your options and find the best mortgage solution for your unique situation. Let's make your home buying dreams a reality. Hashtag mortgage rates, hashtag inflation, hashtag home buying tips, hashtag loan originator, hashtag financial planning. So, right, like within seconds we have that, but I feel like that's a little wordy. It's like a little long. So, can you shorten that social media post? Then to homebuyers, inflation is causing mortgage rates to rise. Lock in your rate now to avoid paying more in the future. Contact me to discuss your options and find the best mortgage solution for you. Let's make your home buying dream a reality. And then all those hashtags. Now, obviously, from a compliance standpoint, we might not want to say that it'll definitely rise in the future or whatever it implies, but that's a great basis for your post, right? And so now you have like, okay, so I have this post, I have all the hashtags. I think that's great, but you know what? I wanna turn this into a blog. I want to get deeper on it. Can you make this a blog? Sure, of course I can. I'm a robot. Here you go. Oh, network error. It's like they knew.
Dan, say that caption came up and say it's for someone like me who's, well, let's say maybe I'm feeling, I want it to be more formal and less like fun and casual and exciting. Can you change the tone for the post or vice versa? If it's something that spits out super formal, can I change it to something that's more fun?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so let's say you felt this one was too formal. Can you make this social media? Now, this is important, guys. So one thing you want to do is to continue to use certain like phrases and words to make it very clear what you're looking for. That's one of the things that I was going to say at the end, but now's a better time. So like if you just said like, hey, turn this into, instead of hey, turn this social media post into, right? Like you need to let it know we're still talking social media posts, because this will happily write forever unless there's a network error apparently. But like, so you just, if you say turn this post into, suddenly you might get like a 2,000 word response.
So, but wouldn't you then, it would take it to another level? Wouldn't it be better to be like, hey, can you make this an Instagram post that's likely to get the most engagement?
Let's try that.
You can, oh, we'll wait after this. It's so exciting. I could like talk about this for hours. You can also ask it things like, can you provide me with hashtags that are, likely to get more engagement from realtors in, on Instagram? Can you provide me with songs that are trending for me to get more engagement on TikTok? And it'll provide you with those different items.
The one limitation it has there is there are certain I was using it to try to get hashtags for Twitter, and it informed me that the last time that it had, I guess, been connected to Twitter was 2021 during its learning phase. I'm sure this will be changed once the new one comes out. but
Yep.
so that it didn't have up-to-date information. But here are some hashtags that are traditionally very popular. Was kind of how it did it. So right off the bat, Mark.
So Dan, real quick, to piggyback
Yo.
off of that, what I read about ChatGPT is that in 2021, when they made all of this, it can only do the data that it has from 2021. So Google is about to roll out theirs, and it's supposed to be putting ChatGPT out of business immediately. That's what they're claiming. Obviously, Google wants to claim that, but theirs is all real life. You can literally hear a noise outside and be like, "What was that noise in Charleston, South Carolina I just heard?" And it'll tell you exactly what it is, and it'll give you all that information.
Yeah, and going off what Dave said, I think that's a big reason why Microsoft rolled it out on Bing recently to connect it to the internet. So this is like a closed contained software. When it's connected to the internet, to search engines, to the wealth of information that we have, it's going to be a little bit different. And you're seeing Microsoft run into a lot of bugs because it's just like overloaded on information. So, but I understand why they rolled it out, because I'm sure they're terrified of Google coming into the market. So, I mean, right off the bat, you said to make it an Instagram post that has more potential for engagement, and it's like, attention home buyers, are you ready to make your dream of home a reality? Don't let inflation affect your mortgage rates and end up paying more in the long run. Contact me to discuss your options and find the best mortgage solution for you. With my expertise as a loan originator, you can lock in your rate now and save money in the future. So yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely, Olivia, please reel me in, because I'll talk for 48 minutes about this, but like, it's just crazy how it'll take the same information and give it to you 100 different ways. In seconds.
Can I throw some more things at you to try?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So let's say I already have a video. Let's say I made a video this week with a local realtor in Charleston, and we were talking about the current market. So yeah, I want a title for that video. So something, let's say I'm posting it on YouTube and I want like a clickbait title for the video I made.
Spelling is required. This week with a local realtor. What was it about?
Just about the market. Housing market. Something that I find works really well with this too is saying who you are and who either the post is with, and then who your audience is, because then it'll really dial in on that category. Perfect. Amazing.
Insider secrets revealed: the hottest tips for navigating the Charleston housing market. Why you need to watch this video before buying a home in Charleston, South Carolina. Exclusive interview with local Charleston realtor. Exclusive, very, very exclusive.
I love the use of their emojis.
Yeah, me too. I love it. Charleston's housing market is on fire. Don't get burned without watching this video first. Are you ready to buy a home in Charleston, South Carolina? Watch this video to make the most informed decision. That one's boring, but that's okay.
So as you can see, these are just I love the claps or the applause and the hearts. Can you write? Yeah.
A social media caption for a video with this title. Of course I can. Come on.
So basically what we're kind of showing you guys is there's almost no excuse now for any of us to not post on social media. It's giving us all of the answers.
This is actually my final meeting. I'm getting fired. That's how good this is. I'm not going to be able to write stuff anymore. So get out there, guys.
Dan, or actually for the group, is there anything based on social media and content, or any questions or things that you guys have to see? Do you want to see if we can throw it in there and try it out?
Anyone trying to write a post right now and are stuck? This is the perfect opportunity to two birds, one stone it.
I used it yesterday to write my post, and it did a great job, but I didn't play with it a really long time. But will it actually recommend pictures to go with your post, or is it chat only?
Let's ask. I'm not sure that it'll spit out an image, but maybe we could ask some ideas of, there is here's some possible. Oh. So it's giving you ideas of pictures to take, of image descriptions.
Oh man, that's getting all poetic. The
Mhm.
picturesque house and greenery could help evoke feelings of a desirable living environment. With the blue sky could symbolize hope and optimism for home buyers. Very deep. Love it. All right, why don't we move on, Olivia, to some of the other utilities that we have for it. Do you want me to stop sharing my screen?
No, you can. The next thing would be just email and cold calling scripts. So Danielle, so we talked about if you're writing an email or you're calling out to realtors or people in your network, maybe you want to introduce yourself to realtors in the area, or something we were playing with was a call script explaining a new product rollout, like the 2-1 buy down. So it will give us some ideas here in the power hour. Maybe you guys could be using this. Dave, what's today's power hour on?
Is sphere of influence.
Hello, Realtor's Name. This is my name from my company. How are you doing today? Great. I wanted to introduce myself and tell you a bit more about the mortgage 2-1 buy down that we're offering to home buyers in the area. Essentially, the 2-1 buy down is a program that allows home buyers to pay a reduced interest rate in the first 2 years of their mortgage, which can help them save money and make their monthly payments more manageable. I thought this program could be especially beneficial for your clients who may be looking to buy a home in the near future. As a loan originator, I'm happy to help you and your clients navigate the home buying process and find the best financing option for their unique needs. If you have any clients who may be interested in the 2-1 buy down program, or if you have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out to me at my contact information. I'm always happy to help and provide more information. Thank you for your time, and I hope to work with you soon. So this almost comes across more like it would be like if you were leaving a message for them. But so then what we'd want to do in that place, like if you get something that's like, all right, this is good, but it's not like, I'm not going to call someone to say these exact words. You can start asking it to make changes based on what you don't like about it, right? And it'll make edits for you. It's also a great place to start, just to kind of practice, get yourself in the right mindset, and then kind of put this into your own words. I think the next thing too would be to then take this. Can you create a follow-up email to send to realtors who don't answer the phone?
Yep.
Subject: introduction and information about the 2-1 buy down program. Hello, name. I hope this email finds you well. I tried to reach out to you earlier today to introduce myself and tell you more about the mortgage 2-1 buy down program. You'll have to change stuff up sometimes. That we're offering to home buyers in the area. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to connect with you on the phone, so I thought I'd follow up with this email. As the loan originator with Princeton Mortgage, I'm always looking for ways to help realtors and their clients make the most of the home buying process. That's why I wanted to tell you more about the 2-1 buy down program, which allows home buyers to pay a reduced interest rate for the first 2 years, blah, 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 blah. Best regards, your name. And then, so like, even if you take this and you go, this doesn't sound like me, this, whatever. I mean, this took 30 seconds, not even, right? You take it, you make some edits yourself, and you're good to go. You can also, yeah, go ahead.
For example, with this email, can you just ask it to be shorter and more casual? And I also find that the more that I use mine when I'm logged into my account, and the more that I'm asking it for a change in tone or change in grammar or caption or whatever it is, it starts to, the next time that I ask it a new question, it starts to like learn how I like things to be said and written. So it'll start to feed off of the questions that you're asking it. So it's learning as you're using it, like a true robot.
So I asked it just to make a better call to action at the end.
Nice. So far, are you guys finding this helpful? Like it's something that you might use? Or are there other specific questions that you have on it?
Seeing
Is
some nodding.
anyone's- Yeah, I can't really see anyone. I can only see the screen. So
ChatGPT doesn't let her look at anyone but ChatGPT. It's that's one
yeah,
of the weird bugs you got to keep in mind. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So,
what?
all right,
Nobody has
awesome.
any other questions or suggested posts?
I have
Uh,
I have a little
Go,
bit
Liv.
more. So this was with email content and cold calling scripts. Another thing, and you don't have to put these in, but you could, when you're going through and you're emailing, like I put one in the other day that said, I'm a mortgage loan originator, write an email to a borrower or realtor or whoever, thanking them for their business and asking them to leave a review. Include my review link, and it just kind of it'll do all of this for you. And you can go in and change the tone or change if you want it to be shorter or longer or whatever, but it kind of gives you guys a base of different emails to write or different scripts when calling people. The last thing that we wanted to go over, and I thought that this was pretty cool, was when you're hosting, the way that it can kind of help you get some ideas and organize a networking event. So Dan, can you type in the following? Can you say, I'm a mortgage loan originator. I want to host an event to grow my business. What are some ideas of events that I can host? And we'll see what it comes up with. And then I'll have a few follow-up questions for the bot. Perfect. So it's gonna give you a few, I think maybe 5.
Home buyer seminars, real estate agent appreciation events.
And this is nothing mind-blowing. I know that we talk about some of these ideas, but the next few steps. So let's say, let's say we want to do a referral partner event, and we want it to be a happy hour. So let's say I want to do the referral partner event happy hour for realtors in my area. Can you create an invitation for this event? Then there we go. So it's going to create an invitation for this event. It's going to, start to finish. After it does this, some other things, while I'm talking about this event.
Oh no.
It didn't like the happy hour idea. Do you just refresh when it does that, Dan?
Oh really?
I know. I don't know. I'm asking.
Oh, I usually go to a different screen at that point.
Nice.
Where was it?
So once I have my event idea, I'll go in and ask it to give me an invitation for the event, and it'll do that. I'll ask for it to create a reminder email template for events, something that I can be reminding all of the people that I invited to attend or that it's coming up. I'll ask it then, say you're at the event and you want to, get up there and thank everybody for coming or give open remarks as the host or hostess for this event. It'll give you that. All just based on the category of event that you chose.
Let's writing the email invite this time.
Beautiful. Then it makes it really easy. You can just go in and add your own spin on it, date, time, location, etc. It's asking people to RSVP at a certain date. Perfect. Yeah, let's see if it can create open remarks. Maybe can you create opening remarks for me as the hostess for this event, thanking everyone for attending? So we'll do that as well.
Go ahead, Olivia.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming out tonight. As the hostess of this event, it's my pleasure to welcome you and express my sincere appreciation of your continued partnership and support at your company or whatever. We know that real estate agents play a crucial role in the home buying process. Tonight's happy hour is a celebration of our partnership. So obviously, if this doesn't sound exactly like something you can say, again, you can change the tone. I was having some fun with it the other day, and I said, like, write a Valentine's Day card. I'm so sentimental, to my boyfriend, in the voice of, and then you can put it in the voice of like a famous actor or figure or whatever. So you can have fun with it too. Yeah. But something else that I was looking into, so I wrote to just get more detailed and granular. Let's say, I don't even know who that is.
Oh, come on, Olivia. You know who Christopher Walken is?
I don't think so.
This is why AI is very bad. She doesn't even know who Christopher Walken is.
Well, I would just
'Cause
ask my AI
She
who it
depends on a
was.
computer.
I don't think that's the reason, Fred.
I just want to take a moment to tell you how much I appreciate you. You're like fine wine. You just keep getting better with age. So I'm assuming Christopher Walken is a romantic.
You make me feel like I'm walking on air. I can't
Okay.
He's
even
a
walk
famous
him.
actor, Olivia. Has been in a lot of movies.
All right. Which movies?
Do you ever see Wedding Crashers?
Yes.
He's the
Oh, it's the
He's the
old
dad. He's the dad.
Got it. I got it. Okay.
He's also in the cowbell scene in Saturday Night Live too. I mean,
Nice.
That's true.
More cowbell.
you're yeah.
Dan, really quickly back to events.
Yes,
I want
ma'am.
to show you something that's can you write in? I want to host a 5K charity event in Charleston, South Carolina. Who can I contact to help me get started? Hosting a charity event such as a 5K can be a great way to raise funds and awareness. Here are some ways to get started. So it's not going to do all of the work for you, but it is going to give you some ideas. So it's saying, you can reach out to nonprofit organizations, and it gives me ones that are specific to Charleston. So the American Cancer Society, the Low Country Food Bank, and the Charleston Animal Society. Event planners, it's giving me Charleston specific event planners. It's events, WED and YOJ events. It's giving me an idea to contact city officials, to reach out to running clubs in the area. So it will also help break all of that down. Dan, can you say, I want to host a seminar for first-time homebuyers in Ewing, New Jersey. Please list some places that have event space for 100 people. And it should fire out, different locations that you guys will be able to contact that had event space for what you were looking to do. So it's just some additional ways when you're wanting to host or put together these networking events that you can kind of cut some corners and have the research and some of the templates for invitations or reminders or opening remarks, create a template for you.
Not bad. I never would have thought to call the College of New Jersey and see if they rent out some space. Not a bad idea. One of the lobbies there. Some of them are good. I don't know if I want to have an event at the Senior and Community Center, but maybe.
Maybe. Moody Park.
Outdoor venue.
Yeah. Nice. One more. Can you say I want to host a happy hour for realtors in Charleston, South Carolina? What are places with happy hour deals on Wednesdays? Get super specific with it. Any questions on any of this or anything that you guys want to try?
Does Charleston have a thriving food and beverage scene, Olivia?
They do. They do.
Thriving? All right.
Yep. And it's giving super specific places and then when their happy hour is and what they offer during happy hour.
$1.50 oysters. You can't beat that.
I want to say, since this grabbed all its information, 2021 and prior, with inflation, I think they're probably like $3.50 for the oysters, but
ChatGPT told me you were selling $1.50 oysters, and I expect that price.
Yeah. So no questions at all. Mark, do you have any questions, remarks? I mean, Dan, anything additional?
Well, I have my doom and gloom
Oh, yeah.
disclaimer section at the end.
Well, let me just say this. I do think that I think when you guys have an interaction with a client or you're working up a loan or anything good, to take a quick video of you just talking to your camera and post it, then telling ChatGPT what the video is about and asking them to make you a caption will really make your social media post pop in a way that's not super stressful for you. So again, I just did a video on this. I want to make it as a caption for Instagram. Please write it for me in a casual way. And if you do that, it'll put you that post there and it can take a lot of the stress out of coming up with ideas, right? And so if we just get in the habit of 2 or 3 times a week talking about our story of working with a client, something we help them overcome, a decision they made, a house they bought, a great realtor you worked with, a great restaurant that you ate at in your area that you want to do a recommendation for, those types of things, having those captions there and tying it into the more, hey, I just had a great client meeting at Hall's restaurant. Food was awesome. The people there are great. Then you tag Hall's in it, put it in your caption. And you're also now getting exposure to all the people that follow that restaurant. Those types of things can go a long way, and ChatGPT can help. And Liv, I see you thinking there, so go ahead.
Yeah, I also was just listening to a podcast, and I think that this will be more useful when Google comes out with theirs. It's Bard, B-A-R-D, because that will be connected directly to what's happening right here, right now. Is when you guys are on those mortgage pub or the different Facebook groups that you're in, and people are asking questions, or if you're on any social media, you can go in and search, hashtags about first-time home buyers, or finding different outlets where people are asking questions about the process or about loans or about whatever it is. You can use a system like this. And again, I think Google's is going to be a little bit more up to date, but to answer some of those questions and then just get more exposure, and people like, wow, this person's super generous. They're just randomly answering my question here. I think that could be another way that you could use the tool as well. But Dan, I'm going to share my screen because we have disclaimers with Dan.
Ooh, alien hands. Love it. That wasn't there yesterday. Fantastic, Olivia. No, look, it's not, I was trying to think of a funny way to start it where like the future is bad because the machines are coming. But I think this is awesome technology. It's just a couple things to keep in mind as you go forward, like at least right now with ChatGPT, and then probably even more once this gets connected to the wider internet. Like, I think there's a real I think people simultaneously think of the internet as like, that place is crazy, you can't trust anything, and also like, oh, I need the absolute factual answer to something. Let me hop on my phone and just trust whatever I find on Google. And ChatGPT is going to take that to a much different level, because the more that you use this, because you're a human being, the more you're going to kind of feel like you're having a rapport with someone. And I know that sounds kind of crazy. Like, no, that's not true, whatever. But like Google had to put one of their engineers on leave that was working on this project because he like started feeling like it was a real person that he was talking to, and like there were all these issues and like and whatever. And so I'm saying all this just because just like with the internet, and this goes for anything, like don't trust or immediately just accept whatever comes out of ChatGPT or Bard or whatever else is about to come. Only because it's getting its sources from somewhere, from the same flawed human inputs that all information come from. And so there's natural bias and there's natural things that are like have been flagged and that will come up. It's not going to be a big deal if you're just right. Hey, I need a caption for a video I created, obviously, right? But if you start getting into a cadence where you're like, oh, I'm using it to write all my emails that I send out to borrowers and things like that, I could just see a world in which, suddenly it's like, oh yeah, so-and-so sent out an email and they quoted rates or whatever that are not accurate for us or in general or from 2021. And it just kind of slipping through because it's like, oh, I use ChatGPT to write my emails, so I just didn't even think about it. And I know saying it right now, I'm sure all of you were like, oh, that's stupid, Dan. I'm not like, no one would ever do that, but things happen and people will do that. In fact, I'll stake that will happen. There will be people sending out emails with completely factually incorrect information that they could have caught if they had just taken a little time to edit. So I was talking with a friend of mine that's in a similar industry, and I know I joked before about like, oh, ChatGPT is going to replace me or other creatives. I think that like it's a real fear that people have, and for understandable reasons. What I said to them, it was like, I would hate to be someone that wanted to make my whole career about copywriting right now, like just copywriting. Because I think that this is going to be a tool that is undeniable, especially as time goes forward. But the world is always going to, at least for now, so maybe not always, but at least for now, the world's always going to need really good editors and people that understand how to input the information into the tool to get quality content back. And so just keep that in mind as you go forward. Get really specific with it. Read everything, proofread everything. If you're unsure, send it into compliance. Send it over to me, and I'll be more than happy to help you. And if you run into any issues with this, feel free to reach out to me or Olivia, and I'm sure that we can go in. Olivia has spent literally all of the last 3 days not sleeping, just on ChatGPT. She's now an expert.
No, but thank you guys. Does anyone have any other questions? Do you guys want the PowerPoint presentation so that you can look at the link?
Yeah, send that out.
How do we actually get on it? Because it looks like there's a waiting list that I joined a couple days ago, but I think I heard about this like 2 months ago that I did not join the waiting list, but it's just, it never really lets you on. So I guess I have to wait now.
So
$20.
Yeah, I did the same. Real quick though, I had the exact same thing happen with me when you guys were playing, or when you were playing with Olivia. I was like, oh, I want to try that, and I went on and I had signed up for the waiting list, and it was like the weirdest thing. And then literally the next day, I went again to the site and re-signed up, and it let me right in, and I was in, and everything was good. So
the waiting list is like, I just keep going back. Is the short. If you don't want to pay the $20, which is understandable, just keep going back, and it will put you in.
I think it's helpful to try like really early in the morning before it's busy. During work hours, it seems to be very restrictive. But I think if you like, when you roll out of bed in the morning, if you just check on your phone, I think there's a good chance you'll be able to get in.
And if you, one other thing, if you do decide to get the premium subscription, you still go to the same place to start with, and it'll say like, hey, this is full. There's kind of a nondescript link on the side where it says, hey, put in your if you're like whatever member, put in your email here. We'll send you a special link, and then you get right on. Also,
what does the premium offer that the other doesn't?
Priority on the waiting list, ability to get in whenever you want.
Well, yeah, and it also the premium will. When you're typing your questions in, it will sometimes, if you're not on the premium, it'll take 15 to 30 seconds instead of it being pretty much
unacceptable.
Right
away.
And it also saves all of your searches on the left-hand side. So if you don't have the premium, when you have the searches, like none of my searches were saving on the left-hand side because I don't have the premium. So I think that's also something that it does.
I got to hop, guys, but sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, it's almost 10 on the dot, but thank you guys. If you have any questions, reach out to Dan or I. We're still exploring it, but it's something fun that we wanted to show you all. So I'll send out with the training recording, I'll send out the PowerPoint with all the information. But thanks for listening to us.
Thanks, Lev.